testing. What we're starting with today is a mono-red land destruction deck that is built around Tablet of Discovery. It is also playing Flashback as a piece of the package here. Tablet of Discovery is a 3-mana artifact. When it enters, you mill a card. You may play that card this turn. It also can tap for a red mana and can tap for 2 mana to only cast instants and sorceries. This is an untapped Worn Power Stone. This is like a really unique effect. A 3-mana artifact that enters untapped and can make 2 mana, although it's restricted. And it also draws a card on ETB. It also can draw a card on ETB. In this deck, if you have a land drop to play, obviously you can play your land. But you can cast on turn 3. These 31 spells are all castable off Tablet of Discovery immediately. So I guess there may be an issue with Flashback, right? If you don't have like a 1-mana insert or sorcery in your yard, although you will a lot of the time. But that's kind of the idea, is that this card is going to be like 3 mana, draw a card, cast that card on turn 3. And then what's really cool about this card too is this is a boom bust deck. So we're playing a bunch of indestructible lands, and this is kind of more of a bust deck than a boom deck, which you don't see that often. The idea is like you play this on turn 3, and then on turn 4 you just cast bust, and then you blow up all your opponent's lands. And not only do you have a lot of indestructible lands in your deck, you also have a mana rock that is going to stay in play and keep making mana over the course of a few turns. So that dynamic's really interesting. Now, one card that you might wonder, why are we not playing, is the red Emeritus, the one that prepares Lightning Bolt. I know I talked about in the video how that card is Cori-Steel Cutter sidekick, and how I'm wanting to play that in Cori-Steel Cutter decks, and we could play it. My thinking, however, is that Tablet of Discovery, it just really wants you to be so full of instants and sorceries, and Emeritus is if you cast 3 spells, it can cast the bolt, so maybe it's good, but I don't want this to be the first deck I play the red Emeritus in. Does that make sense? I don't know that card is going to be good here. I mean, I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm trying to like reduce the variables. I'm trying to reduce the variables on the red Emeritus, if that makes sense. I also don't think the red Emeritus is almost ever going to be a 4-evident deck. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I do have an Is It build that is also playing Flashback and playing Cori-Steel Cutter and playing a couple of Emerituses. I think this is kind of where I want to start with the card. So let's go to get in there. I want to also lead every stream with this. Strixhaven has so much depth, and every single card is just going to require multiple iterations of playtesting, I think. This is not a, this is not a set where cards just slot into decks easy peasy. This is really going to redefine a lot of our deck building norms. It's going to take some time to figure out. I'm going to keep this. I'm probably going to put back the Monk, since I might want to Sundering Eruption them. Just the higher mana value MDFC. That's true. Yeah, if everybody's go with Pinnacle Monk, but in the Boros deck, you really, really, really have to make sure that your mana is good, because you're playing 4 colorless lands. Yeah, you just need a Sacred Foundry against Boros. Petrified Amulet makes it easy to play Kozilek's Command in that Boros deck. You're crazy. Easy to play Kozilek's Command in your deck with double red and white cards. I guess not double white. I guess you have Solitude, but easy to play is crazy. Possible to play, maybe. Yeah, Hamlet Charball was that. I don't know if other people were talking about this, but when I saw Hamlet, that's immediately what I thought of. Obviously, there's the normal Pithy Needle stuff, but enabling Charball is really cool. Do you think Tablet of Discovery can fit into a balanced deck? It does cast Electro Dominance. That's not nothing. Yeah, would be a difficult deck to build, but that's something I really love about this set, is because it is a difficult set to deck build for. You can name your own land, and that's 2 colorless mana. You have to add temples. Yeah, but then you're mana screwing yourself. It's not easy to play Kozilek's Command, Obsidian Charmal, and Solitude in the same deck. It's not easy to do that. It's probably not good to do that. But it is. I'd say it's potentially possible to play K Command. I wouldn't say it's easy to play. I'm interested in curving Party Thrasher into Maelstrom Artisan and convoking a Sinkhole turn 3. Yeah, there's definitely been some talks about that. I think I didn't mention the Party Thrasher prepared stuff, but that might end up being pretty good. We'll see. Mentork with the 4 months, appreciate you. And Doba with the 24 months as well, appreciate y'all. Welcome back. Hope I didn't miss any other subbies. I think Solar System with the 20. I think I got you. I think that's it for today. I appreciate it. Yeah, you choose Cataracts instead of Citadel because of Karn, although you're already pretty weak to Karn. Now, my opponent has lost connection to the game. Now they've rejoined. I don't think you can afford to play too many of the colorless lands. You can do some. Does Hamlet remove the ability to tap for colored mana? It removes the ability to tap for colored mana. Oh wait, does it? Hold on. Activate ability sources. Chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana. Okay, I didn't realize this. Okay, so I guess you can name Sacred Foundry to mana fix 4K command. Maybe it is easy to play K command. Although then it's kind of some tension where like you want to name your opponent's stuff to charm all them, and if you're playing against Boros or Jeskai, that's fine. But if you're not playing against that, there is some tension. Okay, I for some reason I thought it just turned off all the mana abilities, but it's good. Yeah, definitely easier for sure. Still I think dicey mana requirements. They've restarted again. I think they're having some issues over there. Am I crazy to cut fourth push for first Witherbloom Charm in a deck for RCQ? Not crazy. I think it's probably wrong. Like Fatal Push is really important against Boros Prowess Affinity. Like pushing Imri and Pinnacle Emissary on turn 1 is super important. It's super important to have in those other matchups. Like I think this is a really good Fatal Push format. It's if you have other removal, it gets a bit easier. I also like sometimes I'll build a deck and I build it, I'm really excited about it, and then so like I'm looking at this deck and I forgot to build a deck with Ra or put Ra in the PowerPoint. I slid him in and then he slid out somehow, that slippery bastard. And I built this deck and then I was really excited about it, and then I realized that Tamiyo Witherbloom command is just so good. And I almost just like want to play like a normal Sultai deck without the Rao Oculus stuff, but also Oculus is really good right now. So I think we need to play this to determine how good Rao feels, and then see, does Rao need to be in its own deck that's different from this, or is Rao just not well positioned, or does Rao kind of suck? And then potentially we can lean more into this Sultai shell. And so here's how I'm kind of thinking about Witherbloom Charm, is that I think it's a Sultai card. I don't think it's so much Jund or Golgari, although you could build it that way. But just being able to go Tamiyo turn 1, and Tamiyo is a really good mid-range threat. You could go Tamiyo, attack, and then you could flip Tamiyo turn 2 with Witherbloom Charm, or you could just kill something and like just let Tamiyo accumulate value, and then you could minus on the Witherbloom Charm to make a mana next turn. I think that part is really interesting, the ability to make mana. Potentially, so like, you know, there's a lot you could do with this card, or 3 things you could do with this card. Okay, so my opponent is back. They have graveyarded a main deck Legend of Roku. It seems like we're on the draw against a slow Boros gamer, and there's no place I'd rather be. All right, so they 5 minutes. I know it's not their fault, their internet, but this has unfortunately been a lot of our. I think I'm gonna wildfire myself. Maybe I should boom them. The thing is, I might want to. No, let's boom them. This has unfortunately kind of been our play experience. Like yesterday is like, we're so excited and we play against just a slow Boros gamer, you know. I'd just be playing Unearth over Rel. Maybe. I mean, we need to test it. It has a lot of upside over Unearth. Another streamer was trying Witherbloom and Golgari Rock, and Sack mode was going to Solitude. Yeah, that's always going to be nice. They plus, wow. Well, I guess I've got double Galvanic Discharge for this turn. They've got 3 cards in their hand. All right, let me see what my top card is and if I want to draw into it right now. It's a Cori-Steel Cutter. Don't think I want to draw Cori-Steel Cutter. Kind of close. It's just awkward I can't get the thing this turn. So I'm going to shuffle that away. Oh, do I draw the card at first anyways? No, you shuffle first. Okay. Do I play the Steel Cutter now? I think yes. Because if I draw an untapped land and I guess I don't, casting BUSTS is kind of awkward into the Pride, I guess. Okay, so we could flashback a removal spell for the Pride next turn, potentially. We could also... Yeah, I think that's just going to be it. Well, here's another Cleansing Wildfire. Do I want to ramp myself again and try to set up for a bust? Seems potentially interesting, although I'm only going to keep one land. I mean, keeping one land when your opponent has none is pretty good. I think that makes sense. Like, I think targeting their stuff when I think I'm gonna try to bust at some point anyways. No, you know, no dirty thoughts in my mind here. I draw a Ragavan. All right, let's flashback the Galvanic Discharge. Mark with the 50 months, appreciate you. They have Thraben Charm. Okay. So let's equip, and then am I just gonna trade Ragavan for the cat token now? Seems like that's not a good use of Ragavan because I could draw a mountain. I could go bust plus Ragavan plus Cori-Steel Cutter next turn. So, Spike, do you think you're gonna visit Bangkok? I really want to. I was really excited that we were winning playing Collected Company. The new set doesn't like really lean itself into Coco very well, but I'd love to one day. All right, so their last card's a Galvanic Discharge. I'd love for them to draw a land and play it. Seems like they drew a removal spell or maybe a land that they just don't want to play out. Just gonna equip the Ragavan, I think. It's gonna die to the cat token, but just make him do it. What do you think of Geometer's Anthropod? I don't think it's that interesting necessarily. There's not that many good X spells that have been good in Modern up until this point. There are a lot more now than there were. There are more right now. We just got a bunch. So maybe all of a sudden you can play a deck with so many X spells that cards playable. You can't. I was trying to build like a Cheerios deck with it before realizing if you go Ballista X equals 0, you don't get to draw any cards. Okay, so we're gonna likely cast Bust this turn. Okay, now we're gonna have a second land in play as well. Do you think their last card may be a land? I think if it was a removal spell, we probably would have heard about it here, right? Because they could have killed a monk and then pinged a monk. Did I see Elvish Reclaimer 5-0? I guess I'll look. I mean, I'm still an Elvish Reclaimer hater for life, probably. Nonsense. Mosswood Dread Knight? Why would you send me a deck with Mosswood Dread Knight in it? Okay, so now they're just gonna jump. Brutal that they were able to rebuild so fast for this. We're gonna need to find, like, if we're running Flashback for... Oh, wait, we don't have another removal spell in our yard, because they Thraben Charm me. Flashback would what, cast Boom Bust right now? So if we can find a removal spell, I guess we're gonna okay shape. Nope, just more bridges. Game one's tough. Yeah, I agreed that Boom Bust... So part of our plan is to bring in Flashfires against them. I think even a removal spell, I'm going to be in really tough shape. Alright, let's keep it going. Alright, so I'm bringing in the Fire Magics, I'm bringing in the Flashfires, I'm bringing in the Ghost Vacuums and the Lanterns. And then I think I'm going to cut the Price of Freedoms and the Boom Busts. I'm trying to use Cleansing Wildfire as just a 2-for-1 ramp spell on myself, and Flashfires as the mass land destruction interaction. And I was thinking about maybe cutting Ragavan. I think Ragavan's fine with all of our removal. Just kind of trades 1-for-1 most of the time. Could maybe be right to still play a Boom Buster too, but I think this early into testing, it's probably fine to sideboard like this. Maybe on the play we could like play Boom Bust over Ragavan or something like that. Although Ragavan's also better on the play. You know what? I'm gonna play one. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna play one Bust over third Flashback. I think Flashback's really. In theory, I think this card's really good in this matchup, where it can be just any removal spell you need, plus buy back your fire magic, plus potentially like Flashback Wildfire. Maybe we cut too many spells for it. Moskwood Dread Knight is a go-to card. I think the card's so bad. In Modern, at least. I'm also a long-time Elvish Reclaimer hater. Like, just Elvish Reclaimer or Urza Saga just never been good. Like, congrats to them on the 5-0. They're also not, they don't have Witherbloom Charm yet. But I just remember, like when Jund Saga was a really popular deck in Modern, people would play Elvish Reclaimer, and I bought into the hype for a little bit that it was a good plan, and I feel like I was just so wrong about that. I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm just gonna go tap land. It's painful to bolt your stuff in to play here, and I can try to use the Ghost Vacuum to trigger the Cori-Steel Cutter. Anyways, I might want them to play into the Ghost Vacuum. That's what I mull to 6. Now we don't have a indestructible land for our Cleansing Wildfire yet. We can cycle it maybe. Ragavan should probably go way down on the draw. I don't know. I feel like it's just still 1-for-1s a lot of the time, and it's just having 1-drops is kind of nice. But maybe. Maybe we play like 3 busts. I don't know. What cards would you play in the Tommy Witherbloom Charm deck without the Rao? Would you go more control, or would you go a different direction? I would go more like classic black midrange, probably. I would potentially be trying to play like Nethergoyf and Moonshadow. Potentially trying to play just just all like mid-range value cards. Like just play like Orcish Bowmaster, like individually strong things. Maybe play more Inquisitions. How did Emeritus or whatever his name go yesterday? I thought the deck looked. I thought Emeritus looked pretty good, and I think one big issue was our curve was, I think, too high. I think our curve was too high, and I wanted to play more Emeritus than Quantum Riddler. I don't want to play 0 Quantum Riddler, but I think I wanted, instead of 4-4, I think I wanted to do 4 Emeritus, 2 Riddler. Could be like 3-2, 4-1, 4-3, something like that. But this hand was a mull in my opinion. Cori-Steel Cutter is one of our best cards in the matchup. Ghost Vacuum is super important for Flage. We're on the play, so we're like not as desperate to have removal in our opening hand. And also, it's like mulliganing against Boros isn't like really a good strategy. Like this isn't a matchup you can mulligan aggressively in. But like like this is like we have 2 lands and 2 of our best cards, and 3 other spells. I don't know that you can even think about mulliganing this, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, nice to have indestructible land for the Wildfire. I'm going to go ahead and play the Steel Cutter this turn. The voice. So we could play Ragavan and Ghost Vacuum for the Steel Cutter. I think I'm just going to Wildfire myself. Draw Tablet of Discovery, which is cool. Need to find removal spells sooner rather than later. Although, I don't know, maybe it's even too late with them just being able to jump onto the voice and get it out of my bolt range. Tommy Silta looks nice, I feel. I just need more free spell, I think. No, you don't. Free spells in those decks are bad. You don't have the... You're not going to have the quantity of blue cards, probably, and you're not going to have the late game card advantage to compensate. I think you want to lean into discard spells more. Like maybe some spell snares too. Like Thoughtseize and Force Negation Subtlety just usually don't play very well together. What do you think about playing a Road and Path X on this deck? Bad idea. Well, if you want to play the Boom Bust stuff, you need to be mostly mono red because of how bad your mana is with all these bridges. But listen, there is so much interesting stuff to do with this set. I'm not interested in. I guess I should have waited on the land. Although if I had a land here, maybe I'm just losing. I'm not interested in Galvanic Bridge. Sorry, I'm not interested in Today, Spite Cyclings, you know, Path to Exile, you know that card that is not a top 3 removal spell in Modern. Now we get to play 8 of them. Like, what are we doing here? All right, let's see if we draw a removal spell here. Maybe we should have mulliganed. Just so hard to mulligan aggressively in this matchup. I think it was. I would keep again. We do find a Galvanic Discharge. Gonna need to clean out the Guide of Souls. And then still gonna be in not great shape. I've tried Tommy on black base aggressive decks, never felt fast enough. I think you want to be on 4, going for Moon Shadow. Yeah, maybe. I agree the lack of aggression on it's kind of tough, but I think we could try to strike a good balance. 8 path in 1 seems fine. Yeah, it's you can maybe play a deck like this. You could maybe play a deck like this. There's like probably 30 more interesting things to do first, you know. I think Tablet did look pretty good here for whatever that's worth. Was Amulet a consideration? So the problem is, on this first draft with Tablet, I really wanted to maximize on my instance and sorcery count to maximize the card. So you could play that if Tablet just plays well enough without this high of an instant sorcery count. That being said, Red Emeritus could fit that slot, and also it's a lot of 2-drops. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm taking 5, 6, 7 down to 3. I don't think they have Kitty's Blessing to keep these tokens. Have some outs. So I'm going to need to equip Cori-Steel Cutter or Ragavan to Cori-Steel Cutter. And hit something. I don't think I can hit enough here, although this is cool. I guess if I hit exactly a mountain plus Galvanic Discharge, maybe. I hit fire magic, so now I can go. Oh, it's so close. Okay, dang, it's so close. Because if this was untapped, I could go tap this for 2, and then fire magic, kill, flashback the Voice of Victory. So flashback the Discharge, kill Voice of Victory. And maybe I die to Flage, but it is very weirdly close to stabilizing here. Dang. All right, keeping this on the play. We played it in Boros Energy 4 times in a row, counting yesterday and today. So glad to have a break. We have a snare. Do you have a snare? So maybe interested in using Price of Freedom on them next turn, so I'm not walking into 1, although they don't have 2 mana up, so probably want to target myself while we can here. Not that they're definitely playing a wand version. Tablet Discovery is pretty cool. I think probably ramping a little bit before we play it's good, just so we can, if we hit a land off of it, we can use the land. I guess I'm gonna cycle this now, and they won't be able to draw this Bowmaster first. If they have another Bowmaster and they get the trigger, that's okay. But it also kind of taps them out, which I don't hate. So maybe I go Tablet. If they counter, I can dash Ragavan this turn. Although I don't want them to counter the Tablet. Maybe I'm too paranoid about that. All right, let's see what we mill off the Tablet. We mill a Bauble. Knowing that they have got, I think, 2 Bowmasters is kind of tough. It's pretty tough for this hand. I guess we start tanking the hits here. Should we be playing a Mox Opal in this deck? You could. We're playing 8. You could play Darksteel Citadel over Cascading Cataracts if you had Opal. It's kind of tough because you have to have 2 of them. You're not gonna have them that consistently with 9. You probably need to be playing like 14-ish. All right, so I'm gonna look at my top card. If it's a 1-mana removal spell, I'm not gonna cast something else here. I do like that. I know that they have likely another Bowmaster, so I think as painful as this is, I weirdly think just cycling this before it's costing me 2 tokens is nice, and I get to dig deeper for boom bust slash removal spells here. It would be online now. It would be online now, but would it be online consistency is the question you have to answer, right? So I'm down to 8, not the highest life total. There's bust. I could cast it here. I think I'm gonna lead on the Steel Cutter, even though I think it's pretty likely to get countered. Snap Snare, huh? Try to dash this Ragavan now. Perfect. I do kind of think they have another one. So I don't think I should crack this yet. Maybe on their end step. Doesn't seem like I should be playing this Sundering Eruption as a land if I'm about to cast Bust. We don't know that they have one. We suspect that we knew they had one. We suspect that they have a second. Just not a for sure thing. I do think I'm gonna crack the Bauble. Like, if they have another Bowmaster, they can kill this Bowmaster anyway. It's not really that different. Okay, nice. We do not have Delirium. We can get Delirium with Bust or Wildfiring ourselves. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna lead on this. I think it plays around 1 the best because I get Delirium and I can if they go like if they just go, oh, I'm gonna play a big 1 and kill, I can heat it. Excited that Tablet just does let you cast Bust pretty consistently, it seems. Now again, they might just counter this, but okay, they're consulting. Let's see what the star charts say. They get 5 looks at a counter spell. And they cast Snapcaster Mage, dude. Let's go. Fatal Push the Orc, okay. So now I get Delirium with the Boom Bust, and we can just heat the 4/4 and play this tapped. Lonely Snapcaster Mage. They know I have Ragavan, yet they attack anyways. Can hardcast that next turn. I think we start here just with like the tablet mana. Interesting. I like drawing flashback. Let me just dash here. Ooh, sure, I'll cast that. Can go to 4. Ragavan's been kind to us today. Let's take a boom. Not too bad. Not too bad. Like this card is also drew us a card this game. It's crazy. Like it was basically 1 mana the turn it came down because we tapped it for 2, right? I think we tapped it for 2 the turn it came down and it drew us a Bauble. And then it just like makes 2 mana return. That's pretty cool. Yes, boom. They floated black mana. Maybe they have Fatal Push. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go cast Pinnacle Monk second main phase. Yeah, untapped Worn Power Stone, draw a card. If you build your deck right, it's pretty dang good. And it plays so well with Boom because not only do you get to like cast Bust on turn 4 or go like 3 mana cast Boom, but also like it just is a mana rock in your Boom Bust deck. All right, I'm gonna block here. Yeah, it also makes colored mana, although, you know, has to be instant sorceries. It can also just make a red for whatever that's worth. So they played Untapped Watery Grave. I think they may have a Fatal Push. I think we boom. Oh, then they snare. Okay. Flashback. And they didn't bluff the Fatal Push like they did before. We also have a blue bridge for like hitting blue cards and white bridge for hitting white cards, which I think is kind of easy, like by far the two most important colors. Opponent's still playing. Not sure how I feel about Flashback. I feel like it's looked pretty good every time so far. It definitely feels good in this build. Opponent's a real sport here. How goes your book? I used a freelancer site. I found an editor for my project. Nice. I've been grinding it really hard. I look at my calendar. Should have like 65,000 words now. Might not sideboard in this matchup. Ghost Vacuum does seem like maybe it's going to be kind of hard for... I think let's play one Ghost Vacuum. Also can deal with some of their Cling to Dusts. Maybe Ghost Vacuum's just great. Maybe go down to Price of Freedoms. I guess Price of Freedoms is just pretty bad. Do you have anything else, though? I guess Vexing Bauble does stop, like, Subtlety, which is, like, not that relevant. Yeah, okay, play a couple. What is the one Cataracts enabling? Casting anything off Ragavan? You can cast it with Cleansing Wildfire to ramp yourself, and when you cast Bust, it doesn't blow up. It's just an indestructible land that's untapped. Magus? I think the problem with Maguses are, like, cards that give them basics, you know what I mean? So if they tap out to Bowmaster this next turn, we can resolve Steel Cutter. Grixis. And stick it to the plan. Resolve Steel Cutter is okay. Wait, they pitched Mystical Dispute? Guess it's good against Bust. I think I'm just gonna ramp myself here. I know it triggers the Bowmaster. If they have one, it's really annoying. There's not that big a difference between a 1/1 and a 2/2 token here. It helps me like dash plus play another like kill this maybe next turn. So it seems like they have a spell heavy hand if they're gonna cast Consult here, right? I showed blue duels. I mean, I feel like it was clear I'm a mono red deck, but maybe not. They got 3 cards in their hand over there. Oh, connected. Okay. Ooh, baby. All right, let's just pass, I guess. Well, I guess while I've got the dispute up, right? Oh, so I guess they could cast Bowmaster and I can't 3-mana dispute it anymore. Is there an argument for the bridges instead of untapped indestructible lands? They make red in a deck where all of our cards are red, you know. So yeah, now I guess I wouldn't probably want to get rid of that anyways. What if they Field of Ruin? They don't Field of Ruin. So my Ragavan resolved last turn. I don't think I want to flashback here because they could potentially play. I guess it's hard for them to cling to dust with this cling to dust, huh? Let me start off by price of freedoming their untapped black source. They did not float mana. So 3 cards in their hand, 3 in mine, equal mana. No, they've got 2 cards. They have to cling to dust though. Thanks, Wander. I'm really excited for this set too. What's the flashback tech? I mostly am just trying to see if flashback is a good card in this deck. We're playing a lot of instants and sorceries, right? And it's a Cori-Steel Cutter deck, and I think just flashback and Cori-Steel Cutter decks in general is pretty interesting. But there's not really tech necessarily. More I'm just like trying to see, is this a good card in this deck? Okay, so I don't want to play the flashback into the cling. It's just like, is this card like as like a is it good? Is the tech is a question here. Probably dead. Probably can't beat that. I'd probably hold Dragon for Dash Cutter. I mean, I just think resolving it against the counterspell deck has a lot of value. And if they counter it, then I get to flashback the price of freedom, right? My feeling is that it's probably not good, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, let's just test it, you know. So they're playing a 1. I'm going to flashback my heat in response to the trigger. I feel like it has looked pretty good so far in our very small sample size. So maybe we draw Bust. Yeah, gonna be tough to beat the 1 plus the cling plus 3 cards plus the field. 2 fields, huh? If they field this, I do get. Oh, I don't get to delay them because it's a sorcery, huh? They don't need to use this one this turn and to still be able to kill me. Curious why they main phased 1. For to play around me top decking removal, right? Just gonna look at my top card to see if I can concede. It needs to be Unholy Heat. It's not. Alright, game 3. Oh yeah, Charmals are pretty good against them. Yeah. It just is 4 mana a lot of the time. And it can't die to Fatal Push. Does seem like the Ghost Vacuums would have been insane that game. Alright, happy enough with this. Hope they don't have a snare for my turn 2 Wildfire. What do you think of cutting a Sundering Eruption and a Heat for 2 Dark? Okay, this is a Sundering Eruption. That's a land in our deck. You know, I'm not going to cut it for a spell. I also am not a fan of Lava Dart in a deck that's trying to cast 6 mana spells. I don't think this is a deck that makes a lot of sense to play Lava Dart in. Did we try any decks on the recall? We played Trudge, we played Is It Archaic, and Trudge we 4-1'd with. Is It Archaic, I think we 1-2'd with, but I did like it. It was just sort of how would I put this? I feel like I was playing too many Prismari Charms, and we lost like a weird game to Prowess, which seemed like a bad matchup. So I think maybe I'm gonna go for another Wildfire this turn, just try to have like max mana on the tablet turn, maybe. Although this did just resolve, which is, I mean, that's also just good, right? So maybe I just want to play a route. Yeah, I'll just ramp again. So, I mean, a little bit awkward that we only have 1 indestructible land at the moment. I mean, I guess we could just try to boom with this. We could go next turn boom a land, and then try to resolve Tablet because of it. Is it Magus good on the play? It can be. It's bad with our you could cut price to freedoms for Magus, but if we ever target them with one of the like you get a basic land, it's kind of awkward. Love Mono Red Explorer. It's better than Explorer. A snare. I'm just gonna pass. What's the reason for Discharge over Bolt? Is that Discharge lets you blank damage for duplicates? Yes, it's very relevant against Psychic Frog. I do think it's better than Bolt in this deck. Especially because like this is a deck that isn't really trying to like race that often. I mean, you have the Steel Cutters, you know, but you are just trying to get to the really late game. I like Boom again here. I feel like at this point, I'm going to try to bust instead. I know it's bad. Like, I just get to keep 3 lands in play and they have none. Was Monk in the first draft? Yes. Okay, happy this resolves. We find a Flashback. Hoping to avoid Cling. And here I think I'm just going to Wildfire them. Kind of feel like they've got Consult though. I want to draw a card. I don't think I want to blow up one of their lands. If this is gonna resolve, maybe this will resolve. Okay, a good pickup. Let's see. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I draw an untapped land, I can play Monk and Boom Bust. I'm old, but my friends force me to drink all night, and I have an appointment the day after. As the foremost part expert, what do you recommend? Love yourself more than you love your friends, and do what's right for you, and not drink if you have issues preventing you from doing it. Find better friends, unfortunately. I'm just going to target the Flashback. This is one, I guess. Banking the extra energy for another one could be relevant this game. It is kind of. I think I'm just gonna go Flashback, another Wildfire to get the cycle. And it is kind of nice to just get more basics out of their deck. If we can bust, then that might be pretty relevant this game. We'll see. Also, just having a 5/5 is pretty good against. That unstable amulet could make its way into the deck. Although we have a lot of 2s at the moment. I just wanted to max out on instants and sorceries. The wand is good with all the wildfires too. Totally okay if they cling this. Then we can ghost vacuum. We can take a turn to ghost vacuum to cling. Seems like they're telling us I have Cling to Dust as one of my 5 cards, right? Which is nice of them to tell me. Wow, love drawing this because this is like kind of a must counter, so maybe we just get to resolve the bust. We got a must counter and a bust counter. That resolved pretty quick. Something about the bust. They fetch shock down to 9. They play Orcish Bowmaster in response. Cannot kill the monk token because there's just not a window to respond to the equip of the Steel Cutter. I need you to resolve, Boom Bust. It kind of seems like it's gonna resolve here, right? Let's go! You know, you don't get to just blow up all the lands of the game that often in Modern. Feels good when you do. And we have another boom for the first land they play. Although I guess we're now a ways away from activating Ghost Vacuum. I guess we'll just be resigned to not drawing too many cards for the foreseeable future. Oh, that's true. They should have double Bowmastered the Monk token. Definitely should have. I'm gonna wait. I may want to cast Bust again. But I also do want to get another Monk token pretty bad, and I would probably prefer not to target the Field of Ruin, right? You'd think you prefer to target a land that taps for mana. So maybe they are going to like Fatal Push. Seems like I don't think they have any more Watery Graves. They have 3. Sometimes you don't play 4. Thought they would be main phasing this. So I'm gonna target the Pinnacle Monk now. So I have 2 Pinnacle Monks coming down. If I can just draw a land and a Bowmaster, which would be insanely good. Just win the game if we draw an untapped land. Though this is not too bad. So I'm going to say no to equipping the Cori-Steel Cutter. Attacking for 4, and then moving the Steel Cutter over second main phase so I could block the Bowmaster profitably. To be fair, they would have been blown up by Discharge. That's true. Although, I mean, is it a blowout, or they just don't deal me 2 damage? You know what I mean? I have a deck that's like a more normal deck that's playing Flashback that I want to play soon. Also, we gotta play against Tron like at least once. Thunderbolt to 5 could be Tron. Do you enjoy this style deck? Yeah, I think it's fun. I tend to enjoy decks that are also just kind of doing something that it's a little bit weird because yes. I guess this could be Storm, but it seems like Mono Red Belcher and our deck is pretty good against Mono Red Belcher. We could die this turn though, so maybe not all that good. It's at least fun to have all your wildfires just be Stone Rain, draw a card. Is it better to kill Ruby Medallion? I guess it's better to kill Ruby Medallion than it is to it's a fun hit. Better to kill Ruby Medallion than it is to kill the land here. No, come on! It was Storm. I think it's Storm. I mean, Storm just almost never plays both of these. Are they Belcher and they're just playing a mountain in the main? They cast Strike at Rich. Still think we made the right play. Let's see if we can get some more info on the Ragavan hit. I don't think this is the Cori-Steel Cutter turn. Bitter Reunion. That's a Belcher card too. Alright, I think they just have a basic in their main deck. I'm gonna start off with a Wildfire since this draws a card. Yeah. Just main decking a basic is, I mean, it was definitely good against us. It is a mountain, you know. Maybe you do just like, you know, maybe it does improve your win percentage to play at 1 mountain. Would be interested to see what the math is. I guess if we lose if their hand is like the Ironcrag Feet plus something here. Yeah, Belcher doesn't do anything. Good matchup, probably. Okay, I don't know, maybe it's not that good if they honestly them having the mountain is pretty nightmare-y. I don't really have like sideboard cards either, and I have all these removal spells. Maybe this matchup's not good actually. It's at least it's fun. So the removal spells are blank. They don't play Ral. Like you can hit a dragon, I guess. We may have to play some. I think I'm gonna play these. They don't usually play Past in Flames. Yeah, kind of pre-boarded. I guess we'll just try to mulligan hands with Unholy Heat. Against Blue Belcher, the removal spells are fine. Which is that matchup's also a lot slower, so I think it's a lot better. And the Vexing Bauble stopped their Lotus Blooms coming off suspend. Yeah, you have to for the mountain. You have to reveal like 10 or less cards for it to like not kill. It's probably fine. I know Shatterstorm's slow. Yeah, I guess Shatterstorm can kill Ruby and Belcher. It's probably better than nothing. Yeah. Do you think your bridge distribution is the best fit for the meta? I think so. I just think blue and white's by far the most relevant two to play. Yeah, they are played here. They are. I did pick the blue and white ones for Ragavan. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think red plays Lotus Bloom, but I'm literally just playing Vexing Bauble as 2-mana cycle, and we'll see. Gonna mulligan. Is it discharge? They don't play Ral. Yeah, Red Belcher doesn't play Ral. I think I keep this on the draw on a mulligan. They're also on a mulligan here. I like that this can hit Ruby. Could save this for the Steel Cutter. I feel like I'm not going to be casting the Steel Cutter anytime soon. I like the tablet. So they might hit the mountain. They hit the mountain! They hit the mountain, huh? Let's go. They dealt 0 damage. Go get that mountain. There you go, buddy. All right. Oh, that was a fun game. All right. So I guess I'm gonna bobble them on turn 1. And if I see like a Tron land, I'm just gonna play my Monk tapped. And if I see something that makes me think I need to hold up a removal spell, I'll play it untapped. Terry with the Twitch Prime, thank you. Whenever I see Terry, I think of Otstarva, the streamer when he plays Dark Souls 2. There's a NPC he names Terry that he says hi to every time. I'm the unluckiest person in the world is behind the mountain. That was very funny. Thanks for the content, Terry, and thanks for the Twitch Prime. Good sport. So I'm targeting my opponent with Mishra's Bubble. They're chilling. Oh, I just noticed the username. This username usually plays Tron, right? So there's a Bauble on top. So Bauble on top is Prowess or Affinity. So I guess I do want to hold up this for Imrine stuff. Come on, Mateus. Let's go, buddy. You want to Wildfire them this turn. How many basics are y'all playing, Prowess Gamers? Is it 3 or is it 2? Oh! Although I'm just gonna get Steel Cuttered probably to death. Okay, no reason to, if I'm gonna kill the Channeler, no reason to do it now. I'll have the treasure. Alright, play the tablet. You find Unholy Heat, which is nice. Taking 6 land seems iffy. I mean, it's modern. You fetch and shock, you know. It's not that different. All right, Cori-Steel Cutter. What a magic card. What a magic card. So I think I'm gonna cut the wildfires and play Vexing Baubles and like I probably want a couple fire magics. I do like Price of Freedom kills. Um, their steel cutters. I kind of actually want. I probably want all 4 Ragavans on the play. Maybe we'll go to the 3 boom bust. I think you mostly want to cast bust in the matchup. Well, I guess on the play. Cori-Steel is also supposed to get my deck. I mean, listen, it's Cori-Steel Cutter is broken in all the decks. We'll go down to Mishra's Bauble. I think I want all 4 at the play. Then maybe less Ragavans on the draw. It's just it is just one of the more ridiculous cards, I think. All right, I'm gonna keep this. I think I want to boom on turn 2 so that I can just slow down like a steel cutter draw. I'll never recover this. Hope somebody clipped it. Yeah, I hope so too. The 0 damage Belcher activation is so crazy. I remember one time I played I guess it was Brotherhood War, whatever that set was, that had the like special guest Goblin Charbelcher, and I played a sealed event, and I had an opponent who played Goblin Charbelcher, and like I had like a bunch of little creatures in play, and the board was like kind of stalled, and I could attack some. And I'm just like, I'm so dead. He's just going to kill all of my creatures with Goblin Charbelcher, and I'll never be able to finish this game. And then every turn he just goes, okay, Goblin Charbelcher, target you, deal 3 damage. And I attack for like 6, and he's like, Goblin Charbelcher, you deal 4 damage. And I attack for like 8, because he's just not like advancing the board. And then like 3 turns later, he's like, okay, good game. After I'm not dead and he's dead. It was very funny. Untap Steam Vents. Fair enough. One of those 2 was Drell Mustern, I guess. Kind of hard to play around Spell Pierce when it just wasn't up turn 1. Now another Steam Vents. I think I'm just gonna try to draw a removal spell here. No fair, your core is still kind of resolved. Keep it moving here, I guess. Pretty hand. Though I would love to be on the play. Do you see 5-0 Phoenix list with flashback and traumatic critique? No. I mean, it's just prowess. I mean, like you could like I do think Arc like Phoenix in prowess is pretty underplayed. I'm not necessarily like usually like very hyped for it. All right, I guess I'll look at my top card to see if it's a 1-mana removal spell for me to play this untapped. It's a Ragavan, which is gonna get Ragavan. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna draw it. But yeah, I do like traumatic critique. I haven't built a Phoenix with flashback yet. I don't know if you want to play critique there. It seems kind of high in the curve. Maybe it's just great. I don't know. I have a different critique deck. A lot to get to. Excited to see with him Charming. I want to play that too. Maybe we could play that over Boros, Delirium. I guess I just want to be prioritizing the decks with 2 cards. This has Lorehold Charm and Practice Offense, but I guess that deck also has Ral and Witherbloom Charm. So it's Domain Zoo and not Blink here. Maybe just not the matchup to be on the draw, but I do get to shrink the Kavu here. I wonder if I play Flashfires for Leyline Scion. Or just Leyline, I guess. It's kind of okay sometimes anyways. Discards a Leyline Binding. They exile a Flashback with Ragavan. If they don't play a land, Wildfire kills the Kavu. I believe that this doesn't die because it won't die in the middle of the wildfire resolving. And state-based effects will be checked after they get a basic in play. But Boom does kill the Kavu if they don't play a land. So they probably just drew this. I think they would have fetched like Temple Garden if they had already had that. So I think what we're going to do this turn is get the Steel Cutter going. They don't have Ferocious for the stub. Well, I guess they could get it with the Arid Mesa. How many basics does you play? I think it's 2 stock. Sometimes they play 1. Remember the few weeks where Leyline Sign was everywhere. Lily was great again. Yeah, we were 15-0, I think, with 4 Liliana of the Veils, like at one point, which was like, or maybe it wasn't 15-0. I think it was though. That is like how I remember it, at least. Maybe I'm having a false memory. But yeah, but Liliana was legitimately great for like 1 week where every deck was just like Leyline Scion. Could you just consider saving Bauble for next turn? I thought I said the upkeep, so I need to find removal spell. Instant speed boil against frog deck's not interesting. I mean, yeah, we beat Dimir pretty easily early, or not easily, but pretty good. It's just, I just don't think it increases your win percentages enough. Restrict pretty good. Probably gonna lose game 1. They do discard a basic. Ability is unplayable these days, yeah, for sure. They had a discharge. Not really sure what winning this game looks like. Does not look like seeing that card on top. Let's keep it going. I think at this point we can't win. So I'm going to bring in the Flashfires. I'm going to bring in the Ghost Vacuum. Maybe 1 Vacuum, 1 Lantern. Flashfires also kind of contains Flage. I don't think I want to go overkill on that. I think I want to play 1 Shatterstorm as an out to Leyline Scion. Maybe 2. They probably do mulligan pretty aggressively for it. And potentially if I'm bringing in all of these, I want to be pretty down on the wildfire stuff, even though it can be pretty good against them. Yeah, maybe I cut Ragavans on the draw. The Ragavan's just kind of always good against them, or good enough. I think this seems fine. I don't think I want to play Magus. I'm going to be right back. Keeping this. I think, yeah, just easy play the bridge. Okay, they do have a ley line. It's nice to have a out to that with the, or out to Scion with the Shatterstorm in my hand, and it's nice to have Flashfires in our deck, so that'll be a one-sided Armageddon if we draw it. I think I'd rather use Discharge and try to get Delirium for Unholy Heat. Also, we get to sandbag some energy for a future Discharge, which could be good. I think we'll just play this land tapped rather than hold up the heat here. This is maybe a little awkward that Shatterstorm kills Tablet and Cori-Steel Cutter. Maybe should be Meltdown instead, although the spot it is better. Okay, there's the Flashfires. So we're gonna play this, so we'll probably Flashfires next turn, and then okay, can't play Tablet here. We'll probably try to cast Flashfires next turn, then Shatterstorm the following turn. Don't know exactly like what the game would have to look like for me to do it the other way. Okay, so if this is Kavu, that's perfect because the Kavu just dies to the Flashfires. We could play Steel Cutter first, but it's good. I think I want to go Shatterstorm into Steel Cutter next turn. Pretty fun. See, hopefully they just don't have another land, I guess. Nice. And so now we get to Shatterstorm the Scion. Goodbye, sweet Tablet of Discovery. And I guess we wait on the Steel Cutter to try to double spell with it. They're probably still feeling pretty good there. Okay, they've got a land now. They played untap to hold up. Oh, to play Nile Spellbomb. Okay. Ugh, damn it. Okay, I guess I cast the monk to just not let them draw a card off this Nile Spellbomb, but kind of annoying to not be able to buy back the Flashfires here. So they still don't have a second land. We draw a Price of Freedom. Maybe this seems like such a bad Steel Cutter deck, but maybe it's a small sample size. Does this not want to be a Flage deck somehow? The mana doesn't work for Flage. I mean, we're a Mishra's Bauble deck that has a lot of cheap cantrips in it. And it's nice to play Steel Cutter as like your main win condition because it's fast and it's cheap and it's really resilient. So like if you don't have that many creatures, having Steel Cutter as like just a recurring creature generator is pretty good. I know it's not as good as Steel Cutter deck as Prowess is, but I mean Steel Cutter is just still like a top 10 modern card. And it is good in this deck. It's just, you know, maybe it is an issue that your Steel Cutters aren't as good as other decks are, maybe. Try Contagion. Cool username. Thanks for Twitch Prime. Just seems like it could be rough with some shop decks. We have Flashback. We have 8 Cantrippers. We've got Pinnacle Monk, which is good at triggering it. I think we have Dash Ragavan. I think we're good at triggering it every turn. So I'm 1 mana short of Pinnacle Monk plus one of these. I think this is just lethal. Okay, going to game 3. Yeah, I think I'll just keep the Ragavans in. So we have another Flashfires. They make me kind of scared to keep a Leyline hand. They do mull to 6. They do have a Leyline, and we've got Flashfires again. We'll see if they have Scion. We don't have a Shatterstorm this time. They graveyard another copy of Leyline. Hopefully they stumble a little bit on their mulligan. Well, we can't heat anything. Might as well play this. I'm surprised no other content creators diving into new sets like me do come up with a bunch of sweet and innovative shells. I feel like Ash Lizzle does it for standard. And you know, people are brewing. I don't want to discredit stuff, but I mean, it's not easy to do what I do, and you know, I have the luxury of being able to do it full time, and not all modern streamers are full time. I think most aren't. But it's also like I'm also able to do what I do because I'm doing it for a long period of time, and so like I'm able to build on ideas. Like I'm able to build on a 7-year career, and I just wouldn't be able to have this stuff ready without that either. I've liked Flashback so far. I want to play the Is It Flashback build. Maybe we could play that next while we're like Flashback brained. Maybe we could do a poll. All right, so I think I'm just going to play this tapped and then hope that Flashfires buys me the time I need to find one of my Shatterstorms. Hopefully they play a Kavu. We can kill it with Flashfires again. They are playing something. Maybe a Flage. Okay, it's a Flage. So they probably just target me, right? Yeah. Which doesn't actually take a turn off the Scion. It stops me from like bolting into land. We definitely don't want to see Stubborn Denial. So 2 nonsense, you know, I get to blow up all their lands for 4 mana, and they have Leyline Scion. Oh, they have stuff, though. Okay, well, we're probably going to lose this game now. Yeah, they can. I guess they can't definitely escape Flage next turn. I'm trying Tablet and Storm as a side grade to Artist Talent. I don't think it's probably very good there. It's like I think it's like a slower grindy card. Like you don't want to play Tablet if your plan is to tap it exactly 1 time. All right, let's 2-3. Okay, so maybe we'll do a poll for the next one. So I think I want to play either this Boros Delirium deck, the Sultai,